Legend tells of a thief who takes one final job only to find the vault is empty because the heist itself is a designed lie. Mason Goddard spent years mastering the traceless crime. He entered locked rooms, removed millions in assets, and left without leaving a single fingerprint or a drop of blood. He eventually traded that adrenaline for a quiet life, finally finding a peace that a professional thief can usually never own. His retirement ends when his brother Shawn appears with a proposal. Shawn lacks Mason's patience, seeing a massive payday where Mason sees a dozen ways to fail. The target is a masterpiece worth $100 million. It is housed inside a high-tech security suite aboard a luxury yacht anchored in Miami. Mason recognizes the danger immediately. In his world, a perfect opportunity is a red flag. When a job looks this lucrative and this accessible, someone has usually spent months designing it to attract a specific kind of person. He refuses at first, but Shawn is already deep in the planning. Mason realizes his brother is walking into a trap he can't see, so he returns to the darkness to keep Shawn from being consumed. They recruit Odessa, Mason's former partner. She is one of the few people capable of matching his tactical mind, though their history is scarred by a past where trust became a liability neither could afford. The plan involves a high-stakes swap. They must penetrate the yacht during a live auction, replace the original painting with a forgery, and vanish before the team realizes the canvas on the wall has lost its value. Mason's methodology relies on psychological manipulation. He ensures the surveillance team sees exactly what he wants them to see, leading them to misinterpret every movement. The team moves through the yacht with alarming precision. Disguises hold and security rotations match Mason's predictions perfectly as they reach the inner sanctum. The ease of the mission starts to feel suspicious. Sensors are deactivated. Corridors that should be guarded are empty. The security isn't failing, it is stepping out of the way. The security system is acting as a funnel. By making the path to the painting frictionless, the designers ensured the crew would be exactly where they wanted them when the doors finally locked. The yacht is a floating prison. Ruthless enemies from Mason's past orchestrated the entire heist as an execution plan, using the painting and Shawn's recklessness to lure Mason into a kill zone. The elegance of the heist vanishes. The crew is forced into a desperate struggle through the ship's engine rooms and private suites, hunted by armed men who know every inch of the vessel. Shawn tries to fight his way out with speed and aggression. Mason stops him. He understands that a trap relies on the victim panicking and moving faster, which only drives them deeper into the enemy's sights. Mason begins stealing something more valuable than art: information. He watches the guards' movements to reveal the location of the command center and monitors which exits remain unsealed, mapping the enemy's true intentions. The struggle reaches a catastrophic end. A massive explosion rips through the hull and the yacht becomes a burning wreck in the black water. To the observers on the shore and the rival syndicates, the mission was a success. The gentleman thief is dead and the case is closed. Mason anticipated the yacht's destruction. Before the job even began, he stashed an emergency cache of encrypted tech and diving gear in the open water. He used the blast as a distraction to slip away, turning his apparent death into a new identity. His enemies become vulnerable the moment they believe they've won. Assuming Mason is gone, they stop hiding. They begin spending their spoils and communicating across open channels, exposing the entire structure of their criminal network. Mason uses his offshore cache to intercept communications. He feeds undeniable evidence to federal agents, pointing authorities directly at the people who tried erasing him. While the authorities close in from one side, Mason manipulates his rivals from the other. He plants seeds of doubt, making the syndicate members believe they are betraying one another, until the organization collapses from the inside. This counter-heist dismantles an empire. Mason doesn't need to take their money. He simply removes their sense of security and lets their own paranoia do the rest. This operation highlights the divide between a criminal and a master of the craft. An ordinary thief tries to take what you protect by force. A master thief alters your reality until you willingly hand over your assets because he has convinced you it is your only way to survive. The syndicate members lose their wealth and freedom without Mason ever having to fire a shot. They were moving through a maze he designed long after they thought he was dead. With the job done, Mason is left to face the person he has become. The fire on the yacht didn't just destroy his enemies, it burned away the retirement he was trying to hide in. Mason stripped away his enemies' certainty that they were in control. He proved that no matter how much power they thought they held, they were simply players in a game he was directing from the shadows. Mason's biggest challenge was his own belief that control was the same as freedom. He thought that if he could predict every betrayal and plan every exit, no one could ever own him. But the people closest to him, Shawn and Odessa, are variables he can't calculate. Their loyalty and their love aren't part of a blueprint. They are risks that require a different kind of courage. He realizes that the need to control every outcome is just another cage. It prevents him from ever truly trusting the people he fights to protect. Real freedom for a man like Mason Goddard means stopping the run. It means stepping out of the shadows and accepting the unpredictability of life shared with others. The true mark of a gentleman thief is the restraint he shows. Mason prioritized the safety of his family and the life he chose for himself over the $100 million payout he could have taken. Mason didn't return to the world to steal a painting. He returned to reclaim his own future, ensuring that the final chapter of his story was one he wrote himself.